I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
Gervonta Davis is back working with Floyd Mayweather before his rematch with Lamont Roach. Mayweather said he still supports Gervonta and is proud of what he's done. He called Gervonta like a kid to him and said he doesn't take it personally if Gervonta says something. Floyd made it clear he wants Gervonta to win and hopes he shows more strength and focus in the next fight.
Tank Vince out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
Recent video from Gervonta Davis's training camp in Las Vegas shows him fully focused as he gets ready for the rematch. Each sparring session looks well planned. People watching have noticed he has more stamina, better footwork, and full effort during drills. Sources who shared inside clips say Davis is staying in top shape with a sharp and focused mind. This training isn't just normal. It shows smart changes being made for an important fight. When Gervonta left Mayweather Promotions, Floyd Mayweather publicly showed support. He praised Davis's ambition and said it's good he wants to take charge of his own path. Floyd's words show they still have a strong bond, even after going separate ways. It highlights the respect between them. Floyd is proud of Davis's progress, and Davis is focused on growing. Their relationship is more about guidance and support, not control.
And there's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Mayweather still keeps a close eye on Davis's career, especially his spot on the pound-for-pound list. Some believe Davis didn't get enough credit because he was linked to Mayweather Promotions. Floyd spoke out, saying being part of his team shouldn't hurt Davis's chances. He believes talent should be judged fairly. Floyd's support now also speaks up for fairness and respect, showing Davis deserves top status no matter who he's with. This shows Floyd's mentorship goes beyond training. It also protects Davis's name in the boxing world.
When is Gervonta Davis going to go somewhere in the pound for pound? Anui deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Davis? He deserve to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
To avoid any mistakes, Davis has taken full responsibility in training camp. He brought back his trusted coaches, reuniting the team from his best years. This shows he's serious. His sparring partners, fitness experts, and strategy coaches all know his style well. They've found past mistakes and fixed them with tough training, focused drills, and intense sparring. This complete approach helps make sure Davis steps into the ring fully prepared, with no weak spots.
Was anybody else who is a Tank Gervonta Davis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after probably the third round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. Here's the thing. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should have. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the rounds. Like, that's not like him to do that. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he just wears these guys down and then kind of baits them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy, he's fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I wanted Tank to win. I wanted him to win. The whole Be More DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wrapped, he was yawning. He didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. And here's the thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. Yeah, he took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee. But he took a knee. Tank lost that fight, unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
Gervonta's split from Mayweather Promotions made news, mainly because it was so public. Davis wanted more freedom, while Floyd valued control and structure. Their clash showed how ambition can test even strong mentorships. Now that they're working together again, people see it as more than just making peace. It looks like a smart partnership. Both seem to agree that the split was needed at the time, but coming back together now shows growth and a common goal for the future.
And I expect to get respect by letting me speak.
Thank you. Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Davis is back with his longtime coach, Calvin Ford. Their bond is strong, built on trust, discipline, and respect. Ford helped shape Davis into a champion early in his career, and now they're working together again. His return brings clear strategy. He understands Davis's skills, mindset, and habits better than any outside coach. With Ford back in his corner, Davis has a familiar voice guiding him, one that sees his fighting fire and also brings steady support.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round, because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no. Sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I can see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
Kenny Ellis's role adds extra depth to Davis's training. Ellis, a veteran coach with sharp tactical skills, focuses on fine-tuning technique and keeping performance steady. He trains Davis to adjust during fights and think strategically round by round. In the corner, Ellis will study Roach's moves, fix Davis's positioning, and help with changes to the game plan. Combined with Calvin Ford's deep connection to Davis, they make a strong coaching team. Ford understands Davis's instincts, reactions, and what pushes him to perform at his best. Their bond goes beyond regular coaching. It's built on trust, experience, and deep understanding. This mix of guidance and belief gives Davis strength and confidence, making sure he's mentally and physically ready for the fight.
Think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table. And he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
On the other side, Lamont Roach is coming into this rematch with calm focus. He has openly shown respect for Davis's power and admitted that the first fight revealed flaws in his own game. Roach's team is preparing carefully, watching hours of Davis's past fights, training against southpaw styles, and improving his fast-paced pressure tactics. By treating this rematch as a new beginning, Roach is choosing not to depend on anything he did well in the past.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Insiders have pointed out an important detail. Davis's fall in the first fight may not have been a true knockout. It was reportedly caused by hair product getting into his eyes. This changes how that moment is viewed, not as a weakness, but as a rare mishap. For Davis's fans, this detail clears his name and shows the fix is simple. Pay closer attention to small things, remove outside distractions, and prepare more carefully. It's a technical issue, but with big meaning. Davis's team still believes in their original plan, which focused on Roach's footwork and timing. They admit there were mistakes, bad timing, and hesitancy at key moments. After reviewing the fight, they're now focusing on cleaner attacks and being more aggressive mid-round. Davis isn't trying to reinvent his style, just sharpen it. He knows what works. Now he's making sure he executes it perfectly under pressure.
He got a good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. If you got a good chin, okay, let's go ahead. Let's touch this. The chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. There's other things you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into deep. details, but I look at shit different from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a fighter that listen, he's gonna be a hell of a fighter if he listens to what I tell him. You know, all fighters don't listen because some missions you put them on, you gotta walk through hell to get it done, and every fighter is not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out of it, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out of there. It's other shit too, you know. Yeah. You gotta hurt. I believe in hurting them. You can hurt. You gotta hurt them to get it started, you know.
PD, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Jeff Mayweather spoke out about the draw, calling it surprising but not a major controversy. He strongly supported Davis, saying it was just a small dip in performance, not a sign that his talent is fading. While he gave credit to Roach for his courage, Jeff pointed out that the result added some doubt to Davis's unbeatable image. Now, Davis needs to prove himself again. Jeff's view shows both loyalty to Davis and an honest understanding of what fans now expect.
Jeff Mayweather here at the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
No, well, I am.
All right, well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see, Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I mean, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Yeah. Do you consider robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right. Well, talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I won't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid of him anymore.
And do you think that's almost something that could play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe we had an off day. Everybody has an off day, and take him.
Yeah, everybody can have off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that
Shakur Stevenson's comments add another layer to the story. He praised Roach's unique fighting style and pointed out technical problems that Davis needs to fix. Coming from Stevenson, this praise gives Roach more credit, not just as someone who got lucky, but as a real challenge. His analysis shows that this rematch isn't just about Davis getting back on top. It's about him facing new problems and overcoming them.
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style, with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So,
did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from both in a rematch?
I think I can't tell you game plans. I could be fighting these guys, so I'm gonna keep my secrets to myself. But truthfully, they both good fighters.
Do you think it's a lot different rematch, or do you think it'll be close again?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's just mentally not there. What did you see?
Nah, he was the same Tank. I don't believe that. I don't got no thought in my brain that makes me think that he wasn't the person he been in all of these other fights. I think he was the same person. All this stuff that he going through stuff, I mean, everybody go through stuff. So he's the same fighter. He's going to be the same fighter throughout his career. So.
Mikey Garcia said that Gervonta Davis has the tools to win the rematch, believing his skill and experience can lead him to victory. But Garcia also gave a warning. Physical training isn't enough. He said Davis needs to be mentally sharp and stay away from distractions outside the ring. If Davis isn't fully focused, it could cost him the fight. Garcia's view shows that both strong technique and a clear mind are key. To truly succeed in the rematch, Davis has to be at his absolute best in every area.
I'll let you go because I know you got a lot of shit to do. Lamont Roach versus Gervonta, the rematch. Looks like it's going to happen, hopefully. I'd like to see it.
I think Tank wins in the rematch.
Why?
I think he'll make the right adjustments, and he won't take too long to fight. He kind of gave a lot of the round away sometimes. I think he'll be more active and he'll win. But big props to Roach for his last fight and performance. Suppressed everybody.
Right.
I think he was robbed from the victory. Again, that knockdown should have been a knockdown.
Right.
But whatever, he gets a rematch, and maybe they get a third fight, after that. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe it turns the markets back out.
Maybe it turns out to be another great fucking matchup, and they say, let's run it back.
Right.
And maybe that controversy from the first fight actually helps Roach fucking get 3 fights out of it instead of just the one, or you never know.